Hello, let us continue our discussion on reciprocal lattice and crystal X-ray diffraction. So first let us talk about reciprocal lattice. So let us consider a lattice cell. Access vectors are A1, A2 and A3. Volume of the cell is equal to area into perpendicular distance. Therefore distance is equal to volume divided by area. Therefore reciprocal of the distance is equal to area by volume. 2 pi divided by distance is equal to 2 pi area divided by volume. Okay. Therefore, the reciprocal vector B1 is given by 2 pi into area is A2 cross A3 divided by volume. Volume of the cell is A1 dot A2 cross A3. Okay, so this is the primitive vector B1 and the primitive vector B2 is, the reciprocal lattice vector B2 is equal to 2 pi A3 cross A1 divided by A1 dot A2 cross A3. Similarly, B3. So these are the three reciprocal lattice vectors along the three different axes. If A1, A2, A3 are primitive vectors in the direct lattice, then B1, B2, B3 vectors are the primitive vectors in reciprocal lattice. So we can see a property. What is B1 dot A1? B1 dot A1 is equal to B1 is equal to 2 pi A2 cross A3 divided by A1 dot A2 cross A3 dot A1 vector. So therefore this is A2 cross A3 dot A1. So if this is cyclic, then so you know this is the box product of A1, A2, A3. So the numerator also is equal to A1, A2, A3 because this is cyclic 2, 3, 1. Okay. Therefore we can write this as 2 pi. So B1 dot A1 is equal to 2 pi. Similarly, B1 dot A2 is equal to 2 pi A2 cross A3 divided by A1 dot A2 cross A3 dot A2. So box product of A2, A2, A3 is equal to 0. Therefore, this is equal to 0. Okay. So similarly B1 dot A3 is also equal to 0. Similarly B2 dot A2 is equal to 2 pi. So therefore we can generalize this equation Bi dot Aj vector is equal to 2 pi if I equal to j. Therefore if I is not equal to j, it will be 0. Therefore we can write ij, Kronecker delta. So 2 pi delta ij, where delta ij is equal to 0 if I is not equal to j, is equal to 1 if I equal to j. So this is the condition of the scalar product of these two. The vector b1 is orthogonal to vector a2 and a3. So a vector in the reciprocal lattice, a primitive vector in the reciprocal lattice is orthogonal to the other two vectors in the direct lattice. So we know b1, b2, b3 are the axis vectors in the reciprocal lattice. Therefore, the points in the reciprocal lattice are mapped by a set of vectors G is equal to v1, b1 plus v2, b2 plus v3, b3, where v1, v2, v3 are integers. Okay. So the points in the reciprocal lattice are mapped by a set of vectors G. These vectors are called reciprocal lattice vectors. Every crystal has two lattices associated with it. One is direct lattice and the other one is the reciprocal lattice. Let us now compare the two lattices, direct lattice and reciprocal lattice. The diffraction pattern is actually a map of the reciprocal lattice, whereas the microscope image is the map of the direct lattice. So if we can see a microscopic image of a crystal, so that is the actually map of the direct lattice, and the diffraction pattern what it gives is the map of reciprocal lattice. So first we can write the direct lattice. So the microscope image, whereas the diffraction pattern. Vectors in the direct lattice have the dimension of length, whereas the vectors in the reciprocal lattice have the dimension of reciprocal of length. Direct lattice is represented in real space, whereas the reciprocal lattice is represented in Fourier space. Momentum space. Real lattice points are mapped by vectors T is equal to u1 a1 plus u2 a2 vector plus u3 a3 vector, where u1 u2 u3 are integers, a1 a2 a3 are the axis vectors in the real lattice, and in the reciprocal lattice the vectors, the lattice points are mapped by vectors v1 b1 plus v2 b2 plus v3 b3. Here v1 v2 v3 are integers, b1 b2 b3 are the lattice vectors in the axis vectors in the reciprocal lattice. Okay, so both are translation vector in respective lattices. This is in direct lattice and this is in the reciprocal lattice. Now let us do a small problem. Show that the electron number density, n of r is invariant under translation T is equal to U1 A1 plus U2 A2 plus U3 A3. We know that n of r is periodic. N of r is periodic. Therefore, we can write n of r is equal to as a Fourier series. That is, n of r is equal to ng exponential I g dot r vector for all g vectors. Therefore, n of r plus t translation is equal to ng exponential I g dot r plus t, which is equal to summation or all g vectors ng exponential I g dot r plus g dot t. Okay. So what is g dot t? G vector dot t vector is equal to g vector is v1 b1 plus v2 b2 v3 dot so we know v1 is orthogonal to a2 and a3. Therefore, we can write this thing as v1 u1 into 2 pi plus v2 u2 into 2 pi plus v3 u3 2 pi. This is equal to 2 pi u1 v1 plus u2 v2 plus u3 v3. Since u1 u2 u3 and v1 v2 v3 are integers, this also will be an integer. This will be an integer. So therefore this is equal to 2 pi into an integer n. Okay. So therefore we can write this thing as n of r plus t is equal to summation ng exponential I g dot r into exponential a plus b is equal to exponential a into exponential b. So that is exponential I into 2 pi n. So this value e raised to I 2 pi n is this is equal to 1. Therefore, this is equal to ng exponential I g dot r. This is equal to n of r. So n of r plus t is equal to n of r plus t is equal to n of r. Okay, so we have proved this is invariant under a translation T.